Hey guys, it's me, Lil or Ducky, or whatever you want to call me, and today I'm going to use chibi reviews as a case study. A case study as to why his wife left him.
I'm making this video as more of a statement to myself. This video is for me to put all my thoughts together and just work things out in my own way. Because one of the ways I've always gotten through trauma and hardships in my life, especially in these last years, is to just focus on work, to make videos.
But if someone were to ask your wife about your profession, what would she say to that? How would she answer that question?
So, on the 11th of February, I discover my fiancé cheating on me with my best friend of 10 years. I confronted her about this, and she apologized.
Okay, so if a woman were to cheat on you, that would actually say a little bit more about you, because usually women, if they aren't satisfied, they would just leave. But if your fiance decided to cheat on you, then there must be something off. And the fact that she cheated on you with your best friend of 10 years and not some random guy shows that your personality isn't really a deterring factor. You guys being friends for so long indicates that you guys have similar interests and hobbies. So what could it have possibly been?
I, being with her already for multiple years, and then finding out my best friend. So much betrayal.
I'm not really a health expert, but judging by your skin, the water retention, the hair density, and the sclera, aka your eye whites, you seem to be a bit stressed. I'm gonna use the buzzword cortisol. So your cortisol levels seem to be really high, like really high. And when it comes to stress, and I don't know if that's the case for you, it can come with irritability, anxiety, fatigue, and a lot of other negative emotions. So imagine how those emotions usually come up in front of your partner. If you're constantly under pressure, you wouldn't be able to focus on her as much, but rather on arguing in favor of law.
So what I decided to do is just, I grabbed my keys. I went driving. I went to the liquor store. I bought alcohol that was the same alcohol, the last alcohol.
Ooh, and he drinks? Yeah, his cortisol is definitely up there for sure.
And I knew I had to tackle the elephant in the room.
Oh, really? Are you really going to do that?
I had to go home and more or less, I confronted her about everything, trying to talk.
Oh, that elephant in the room. Oh, I was talking about the picture behind you.
And she left.
No reason. I just found this picture to be very funny. I'm going to be very honest. The picture in the background and the fictional characters that you are attracted to, women and children, is probably one of the leading contributing factors to her leaving. No, I don't want to host debates on Rurikon in the comment section, so please don't bring that over here. But one argument that people in favor of it really like to use is that, hey, well, thin, petite women exist. And although that is true, the average woman is not a thin, petite person. And if they are, they would have markers that usually age them. And I know for sure that your ex-fiancé does not look like any of those women or any of those girls. She knows this, and her knowing this makes her insecure. Women naturally want adoration. When you deprive her off of that, she will start to slowly resent you.
I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes. I know. I piss people off.
Well, Chibi, what are you doing in particular to piss others off? You being vague on purpose in order to garner sympathy from people is probably why your wife had an issue with you. It was because she was losing respect. And I'm just gonna be honest, people do not respect people who want to garner sympathy. They expect you to come up with solutions, not to cry on camera.
He left. I did what anyone probably would reasonably do. I wanted to confide in someone. Not really. I go to my gaming friend group that I've known just as long as my best friend that my my fiance cheated with. I talked with them, and they straight up, they admit to me, they don't care, basically, what my used-to-be best friend did. They prefer gaming with him, and I thought these guys were my friends, like, they did. And they more or less, they just cared about gaming with him, and they didn't care about everything. They're completely okay with everything.
These are people who I'd like to call common denominators. This happens usually when the same social situations happen over and over and over and over and over again. Well, why do you think that is? As they say, if it smells like shit everywhere you go, check the bottom of your own shoe. It sucks what happened to you, but if this pattern is consistent, then you really need to do some self-reflecting.
And so, more or less, I lost my whole friend group. My best friend, that I basically called a brother. There was moments where he was hurting years ago with COVID, and I gave him money for he could have bills paid and his family wouldn't have to worry. I cared for him. He said he was moving down here in a few months, and I now know why he wanted to. What I will say, I lost a lot. I lost a lot. I didn't just lose a fiance. I lost my whole social circle, basically just gone.
I also forgot to mention that these petite thin women or petite curvy women that they so desperately want is rare, meaning that they would need more than the average person. I could even argue that petite people need even more protection just simply due to the fact that they are greater targets. And as someone who fits into that category of being petite and thin, I speak for a lot of us when I say that you, sir, look like a threat. Streets are saying that you look like somebody who is into... People are saying it, not me.
I just... I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know what I will do. There's two ways. Either A, I don't make videos for a while, or I just make videos and I try to black hole everything and just keep moving, and we'll see. What I will say, though, I thank everyone that's been supportive. To those out there, you know who you are. You have been more supportive than I could have ever imagined, though. I know. Just like I said, I'll leave it at that.
I am not the one to give relationship advice and nothing personal towards Chibi. I'm very sorry and I will try to be nice when I say this, but number one, stop centering yourself around fictional characters when you are with somebody. She probably went to your best friend because he was probably willing to give her adoration. 2, please take care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Please self-reflect and meditate because you're right. You are digging deep into this black hole. And 3, stop dying on this hill of defending Yurikon. Either go find the petite women that you so desperately want and leave the internet and your interpersonal connections the fuck alone and stop debate tectoning people, or let go of this weird allegiance to your desires. They are most likely rooted in trauma. Please put the past behind you. Your friends are supposed to hold you accountable. They left probably so that they hope that you could turn your life around. And I'm saying this out of genuine concern. Stop dying on this hill. Again, I don't want to debate anybody on this, but one question. If the purpose behind this whole thing is so pure and so innocent, then what is the origin behind Rory? In particular, what is the origin behind the name Lolita? Because at one point in my life I've read the book, and at one point in my life I've resonated with it, but that's what the book is for. The book is for people who resonate with the story, and was made by somebody who resonates with the story. It is not made for people to turn it into something that you could satisfy yourself to. But that is all I have for today, and yeah, bye bye.